Do you hesitate when inviting someone for coffee, whether it's a casual run-in or a planned follow-up? This episode gives you confident, natural English phrases for every invitation. You'll master offering flexibility, suggesting times, and even politely offering to pay. Discover versatile expressions like catch up and my treat, of course, that make these conversations effortless. In the upcoming samples, you'll hear different ways people invite a friend for coffee. Pay close attention to how they start the conversation and offer the invitation.
Notice the common phrases for suggesting a time and place and how they handle responses.
These are real-life examples, so try to pick up on the natural flow of the dialogue.
Let's jump into the practice samples.
Hey Mark, what's up?
Jane, wow, what a surprise running into you here. How are things?
Good, really good. Just heading out. Listen, have you got a minute? I was just thinking of grabbing some coffee.
Coffee? Yeah, I've got a few minutes. I'm actually just finishing up some errands.
Great, there's a nice little place just around the corner. We could totally catch up for a bit.
Sounds good to me. I'd love to catch up. Lead the way.
Awesome, let's go.
See you in a bit.
Perfect. Hey David, it's Emily. Got a sec?
Hey Emily, yeah, I've got a second. What's up?
I was wondering if you'd be free for coffee sometime this week. I thought it'd be nice to get together and chat.
That sounds great, Emily. I'd like that. My schedule is a bit tight, but I could definitely make some time. What works for you?
Well, how about Thursday afternoon, maybe around 2? My treat, of course.
Thursday at 2. Let me check my calendar really quick. Yeah, that actually works perfectly for me.
Fantastic. How about our usual spot downtown?
Sounds good. See you there on Thursday.
Great, looking forward to it. Hi Tom, Sarah here. Great to see you again at the conference.
Sarah, good to see you too. I really enjoyed our chat about the new project.
Me too. I was thinking it would be nice to grab coffee sometime next week to follow up and talk more about it. Are you free at all?
That's a great idea, Sarah. I'd definitely be interested in that. Let me check my schedule for next week.
Okay, my schedule's pretty open in the mornings, if that helps.
Mornings work well for me too. How about Tuesday or Wednesday morning, say around 10?
Tuesday morning at 10 sounds perfect. Why don't we exchange numbers and I'll text you the cafe details?
Perfect. Here's my number.
Got it. I'll text you shortly. All right, so those were 3 different ways to invite someone for coffee. In the first simulation, we heard a very casual and spontaneous invitation.
Exactly. Phrases like what's up or how are things are common ways to start a friendly chat when you run into someone unexpectedly. Then, grab some coffee is a supernatural way to suggest getting together for a drink.
And asking, have you got a minute? Is a polite way to check if they're busy before you make your suggestion. Also, catch up is a great phrasal verb meaning to talk about what's been happening in each other's lives.
Moving to the second sample, it was a bit more planned, probably over the phone. Got a sec is similar to got a minute, but maybe even more informal. And I was wondering if you'd be free for coffee is a softer, polite way to ask.
Yes, sometime this week gives flexibility, and get together is another common phrasal verb for meeting up. Offering my treat, of course, is a nice gesture that many people appreciate.
And asking what works for you is key for finding a time that fits both schedules. It shows you're being considerate.
Finally, in the third scenario, The invitation was to follow up on a previous conversation, which is a great reason to suggest coffee with a new acquaintance. Grab coffee sometime next week is flexible and friendly.
When you say my schedule's pretty open, it helps the other person suggest a time without feeling like they're inconveniencing you. And exchange numbers or I'll text you are practical ways to finalize the plans.
These phrases make scheduling easy and are widely understood in everyday American English. All right, so those past examples demonstrated several ways to initiate a coffee invitation. Let's delve deeper into some of the nuances we observed.
Absolutely. In the first interaction, the greetings were very spontaneous. When you encounter someone unexpectedly, a simple "what's up" or "how are things going" really sets a friendly, informal tone.
Exactly. Instead of grab some coffee, you could also say fancy a coffee or want to get a coffee. It's all about that quick, spur-of-the-moment suggestion.
And checking "have you got a minute" or "are you busy right now" is a considerate light in. It respects their time before you present your idea.
Catch up is such a versatile phrase. It means to talk and learn about what someone has been doing, especially if you haven't seen them recently. You might say, "It's been ages, let's catch up soon."
Moving to the second scenario, "got a sec," is another quick check, perhaps slightly more informal than "have you got a minute." It signals you have something brief to ask.
Then, the line, "I was wondering if you'd be free for coffee," introduces the idea politely. It's less direct, which often feels more approachable than a blunt question.
Offering sometime this week keeps it flexible. You're not pinning them down to a specific day, which makes it easier for them to agree in principle.
Get together is another fantastic substitute for meet up. It's very common and works in almost any casual context. You could say, "Let's get together for lunch next week."
And the offer "my treat," of course, is always a nice touch. It removes any potential hesitation about cost, making the invitation even more appealing. You're covering the bill.
Asking what works for you truly empowers the other person to suggest a time. It demonstrates you're open to their availability rather than dictating a schedule.
Finally, the third conversation showed an invitation linked to an ongoing topic. Saying to follow up gives a clear purpose, making it easy for a new acquaintance to see the value in meeting.
Grab coffee sometime next week offers a relaxed time frame. It's not urgent, but it ensures the conversation will happen soon.
And stating "my schedule's pretty open" is a subtle way to ease their mind. It hints that you have flexibility, so they don't feel bad about suggesting a time that might be inconvenient for them.
To finalize plans, exchange numbers or "I'll text you the details" are practical and expected next steps. They ensure everyone has the necessary information.
Let's explore 5 of these phrases in different daily situations, beyond just coffee invitations. How about "what's up"?
Great idea. Imagine you're at the office and see a colleague. You could say, "Hey, what's up? How's that big report coming along?" It's a general, friendly check-in.
Perfect for "have you got a minute." Picture this, you're with a friend at the park. "Hey, I need to ask you something. Have you got a minute to chat?" It signals you have a brief topic.
That's a good one. Now, catch up. If you run into an old classmate at the grocery store, you might say, "Wow, long time no see. We should really catch up properly sometime."
That feels very natural. How about "my treat," of course? You could be out with a friend and they offer to pay for dinner. You might say, "No, honestly, it's my treat tonight. Consider it a thank you."
That's a common usage. Lastly, what works for you? Imagine planning a family dinner. You could text everyone, "For next Saturday, what time works for you all?"
These examples truly show how flexible and useful these common expressions are in everyday American English conversations. They aren't just for coffee.
Now, let's talk about the feel of your invitation. How can we make an offer sound more relaxed versus more polite without using the word formal?
Okay, for a more relaxed vibe, you can be quite direct. Think about saying, "Wanna grab a quick bite later," or "Up for a movie tonight." It's casual and spontaneous.
Right, it's about using shorter phrases and more direct questions. You're assuming a certain level of comfort with the other person, like, "Free for a drink."
Exactly. You might even add, "No pressure if not," to reinforce that relaxed, easygoing attitude. It shows you're not going to be offended if they decline.
On the flip side, to sound more polite, you want to soften your request. Instead of "Are you free?" you could say, "I was wondering if you might be free," or "Would you happen to be available?"
That definitely adds a layer of respect. Using phrases like, "Would it be possible to?" or "I'd be delighted if you could," makes the invitation feel more considered and less demanding.
Adding a reason also makes it politer. Instead of "Let's meet," try "I'd love to discuss the new project over lunch if your schedule allows." It offers context.
Or even, "Perhaps we could find a moment to connect next week." That's less direct than "When are you free?" and gives them space to suggest.
These small adjustments in wording really change how your invitation is perceived. A "would you be able to" sounds much softer than "can you."
It's all about making the other person feel comfortable, whether you're being super casual with a close friend or a bit more reserved with someone new.
And remember, practicing these slight variations helps you adapt your speaking style to different social situations with confidence. Now for some rapid-fire scenarios. Let's imagine you see a colleague walking quickly past your desk, looking engrossed in thought. How do you approach them to ask for a moment of their time without stopping them dead in their tracks?
You could gently say, "Hey, when you have a spare moment later, could I quickly ask you something?" This respects their immediate focus but signals your intent for later.
Excellent. Second scenario. You've invited a new acquaintance for coffee, but they say they're swamped all week. How do you respond to keep the door open for another time without being pushy?
Just say, "No worries at all. Perhaps another time then. Let me know if your schedule opens up." It leaves the ball in their court politely.
Perfect. And for our third scenario, you want to meet with a higher up to discuss a crucial project, but you know their calendar is packed. How do you make your invitation both appealing and convenient for them?
Suggest something concise and provide a clear benefit. For instance, "I'd appreciate a brief chat to update you on Project X, my treat, and I can be wherever is most convenient for you."
Those are fantastic, practical examples. Now, to wrap things up, let's quickly review the 3 most valuable takeaways from our discussion today.
First, remember to always offer flexibility in your invitations. Instead of demanding a specific time, give options like "sometime next week" or genuinely ask, "What time works best for you?"
Precisely. And second, always show consideration for the other person's time. A gentle lead in like, "Do you have a moment?" or "I was wondering if you might be available," shows respect.
Absolutely. Finally, add a clear purpose or incentive to your invitation. Whether it's to catch up, follow up on a topic, or offering "my treat," give them a reason to say yes.
Excellent advice to remember. We hope these insights help you invite with more confidence in American English. Thank you for joining us today on Double Your Vocabulary. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our future episodes. Until next time, keep practicing.